can't tell me nothing. That's why when they talking tough, I said, man, just say it. I done seen all that. Nigga said he want to just go home.
Oh, shit.
His blanket. You're like,
what are you there for security?
You're never going to be in this position.
I just want to go home and
I just want to be under my blanket. Oh, we got to get out of here. God, you get me out of here. I'm never fooling with these niggas.
These clowns out here was going to go out there and make videos.
I just want to go home. I just want to be home.
Mase, say names.
You're security crime behind the car.
People look at me as being bad boy security.
Yeah, this blanket. You're like, what?
Oh, Gene Deal was crying for the blanket. Gene Deal was this, that, and the Gene Deal was this, that, and the third. What are you there for security? What you think I'm going to be doing when you doing all that to Gene Deal? I bet you really don't want to know.
Things just took a crazy twist in hip-hop, and fans can't stop talking. Gene Deal, the ex-bodyguard who used to ride with Diddy during that wild Bad Boy Records era, just dropped a message that's got the internet lit, and he's pointing it straight at Mase and Camron. Yeah, the Harlem legends behind the viral show It Is What It Is, but this time, Gene wasn't cracking jokes. His post hit like a warning, the kind that makes you think something serious is about to pop off. People are saying they've never seen Gene speak with that kind of fire before. It all sparked after a clip from It Is What It Is started trending, showing Mase and Cam joking about the old school rap scene, throwing names like Diddy, Gene Deal, and the whole Bad Boy era around like punchlines. They joked about shady contracts, street rumors, and how some folks are still too scared to say Diddy's name out loud. But for those who lived that history, it wasn't funny, especially not for Gene Deal.
Trying to picture your facial reaction to I just want to go home.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
If my security holding me down in Cali, is somebody, the #1 rapper in the world, get killed, you're telling you, I just need to want to go home. And the second top artist in the world, which is Mase, about to be #1. That's what I'm saying. I wonder his face, because I'm like, if y'all let do that to Big, I don't stand a chance.
This man ain't no random loudmouth online. He's been through it all, from the dark days of hip-hop to the mysteries behind Tupac and Biggie's murders. Gene's seen things up close. Diddy's private world, the secrets, and the real cost of that bad boy fame. So when Gene saw Mase and Cam clowning about all that history, you could tell he took it real personal. Like it hit a nerve deep. A few nights later, he jumped on a live stream, face tight, eyes locked on the camera, and his whole vibe was ice cold. Then he dropped it. Y'all think this a game? The streets ain't forgotten nothing. Tell them boys to move careful.
Now the content creators who went out there and they start running off by their mouth, trying to make airways and trying to make a show. Here go a grown ass man, Mase and Camron, made suggestions to Bad Boy Security. These clowns out here was gonna go out there and make videos. When you do stuff like that, you gotta know right now that people look at me as being Bad Boy Security. You gotta be clear. As soon as that drop, you got 5 or 6 out there. Oh, Gene Deal was crying for the blanket. Gene Deal was this, that, and the Gene Deal was this, that, and the third. You already know, Mase.
This industry eats people alive, especially the ones who think they untouchable. That hit the internet like a bomb exploding.
Hey, if you gonna say something, be man of motherfucking nothing to name the name. Gotcha. When I tell a motherfucking story, Rick, I tell it with the name.
Everybody trying to go viral. Everybody trying to go viral. Everybody trying to go viral out here.
Yeah. Nobody knew if Gene was giving a warning for their safety or sending a threat straight to their doorstep. His tone was cryptic, but that street energy made everyone pause like, wait, what did he just say? Within hours, every blog was posting wild headlines. Gene Deal sends chilling message to Mase and Camron.
When you doing all that stuff to Gene Deal, what do Gene Deal supposed to be doing while you doing all that? I bet you really don't want to know. What you think I'm going to be doing when you doing all that to Gene Deal? they can play if they want to, but if they know what I know, they better find somebody else to play with. I never had to tell Big Noom keep it a buck. I never had to tell Big Noom I told Big to his face, if you go to this party tonight, one of y'all gonna die. Some people gonna die if you go to this party tonight.
Former Diddy bodyguard issues dark warning. The comment sections were flooded with fans debating whether Gene was defending the street code or hinting that something deeper might be brewing behind the scenes. Either way, Gene didn't just talk, he made the whole room shake. Stop talking before it's too late. That message echoed through the culture, freezing everyone in their tracks. The energy turned dark fast, like the ghosts of the bad boy era just came back to haunt anybody brave enough to speak on it.
If you want to say something, Mase, tell us why you didn't go. Mase, why you didn't go to the party? Mase, why you didn't go to the party?
The party? Because I was in a hotel with Brandy.
Why you didn't go? Brandy told you told me that Brandy told you, let's go to the party. Why you didn't go to the party?
I didn't go to the party because all y'all seem like snakes. And I'm not going to be...
So, Mase, who told you? Mase, didn't I tell you? Listen to him, Mase. Did I tell... Let's keep it 100. When you was riding around...
Let me answer.
Go ahead.
Let me answer the question. You guys was the security. If somebody shot the biggest rapper in the world, why y'all didn't shoot back? Y'all had guns?
Mase.
Fans packed the comment sections saying stuff like, he knows something we don't, and this ain't advice, this a warning. The vibe got heavy fast. Like Gene wasn't just talking, he was signaling something serious. And just when people thought he'd calm down, Gene doubled back that same night. He stared straight into the camera and said, them Harlem boys need to chill before they end up in the same stories they laughing about.
Let me ask you something. I'm gonna get to that. Mase, Mase, one question. When you was riding around Cali with Stevie J, didn't I pull you to the side and say, what the fuck is you doing in a drop top Benz riding around with Stevie J around Cali? Did I say that to you? Did I say that to you, Mase? That's some
That one line sent chills through everybody watching. He wasn't yelling or trying to sound tough. His voice was calm, almost too calm, and that made it way more chilling. Then he added, if you're gonna say something, be a man about it. When that clip hit social media, chaos erupted instantly. Fans started tagging Mase and Cam non-stop, demanding a response. Comment sections turned into full-blown debates. Some saying Gene was just keeping the street code alive, others claiming he was hinting at something way darker. Behind the scenes, everybody was whispering. Were Mase and Cam actually scared? Were they gonna clap back? At first, they acted unbothered. On the next It Is What It Is episode, they brushed it off like it was a joke. Cam laughed and said, man, Gene acting like we in a mob movie. And Mase shot back, if we gotta watch our backs for talking, we already famous then.
In a hotel with a young lady.
And when you heard this information, what was your next actions?
My next actions? After what?
When you heard Biggie died, did you stay in your hotel room? Did you leave out? Did you want to go back to New York?
I actually was trapped in a hotel.
Now I want to ask a question. What do you mean trapped?
It was about probably like 70 or so bloods in the hallway. I couldn't even leave my room.
How'd you get out?
One of the guys.
Why would it be 70 bloods in your hallway after Biggie Smalls died?
Actually, after Big got killed, they was probably looking for more bad boy artists. And I couldn't even leave the room till Gene Dill, the officer had to come get me.
The audience went wild, but you could feel the tension under all those laughs. The studio crowd might have been laughing, but online, it was dead silent. Nobody found it funny. Fans could feel the tension building. Something about this just didn't feel like jokes anymore. Gene saw their little playful response, and that's when he snapped. He hopped back on live. No filter, no holding back. "You Harlem boys always playing," he said, voice tight with frustration. "You think because you on camera can't nothing happen to you? Cameras don't save people. Ask the ones who ain't here no more." That line froze the whole chat. Then Gene took it way further. He started reflecting on how, back in the 90s, people used to disappear just for saying the wrong thing. He hinted that the industry still hides secrets, the kind that can get people touched. The internet went wild after that. Everyone realized this wasn't just talk anymore. This was real, coming from someone who's seen it all. Gene didn't name names, but everybody knew who he was referring to. And let's keep it real. When Gene Deal talks, the room gets quiet. His name holds weight in this game. This is the same man who claims he saw things tied to Biggie's death and says he's still being watched because of what he knows. In past interviews, Gene once said, "The truth got bodies attached to it," and that line alone explains why his words hit so different.
So he was trying to divert that whole conversation and make it seem like, so Gene, why you didn't shoot? Listen to me. It wasn't because Big wasn't my principal. And he knew the fact that we had blew the light and we was halfway down the block, crossed the light, and then when the first shot went off, our driver took straight off. I'm screaming at our driver because he was told that somebody was pointing a gun at Big and them. He should have just threw the car in reverse. He knew the whole story, my man, because me and him had a conversation on the phone. He the one told me, well, I was in the room with Brandy and Brandy was trying to get me out the room to come to the party. So I felt that was kind of weird. So she said Brandy was calling me trying to get me out the room to come to the party. Well, you was in the room with Brandy. How's she calling you to try to get you out the room to come to the party? You know what I'm saying? This was going through my mind. But Mase knew the whole situation.
So when Gene starts dropping warnings, the whole hip-hop world pays attention. Fans instantly turned into detectives, pulling up old interviews, replaying every clip, and connecting dots between Gene's words and Mase's rocky past with Diddy. Let's not forget, Mase's history with Bad Boy runs deep. We're talking shady contracts, lost royalties, years of silence, and then his whole spiritual comeback. He's been calling Diddy out for years, accusing him of using artists and keeping the money tight. But now, with Gene stepping into the picture, it feels like those old wounds just got ripped wide open again. And this time, it's not just about business or pride, it's starting to feel dangerous.
Mase knew that it's no way possible that I was able, being sideways in the car, because Puff, when I got in the car, Puff had put his seat back. Now I'm sideways in the car like this, and I'm cussing him out like, yo, man, what the f is you doing? Why you got your seat back like this? We hear the shot, pow! Puff put his head down. I go to open the door. Kenny flies, going straight. So he knew the whole story. What I supposed to do? Put my gun out the window and just start shooting like this? When the car had already turned the corner, it came out of parking space. So he knew the story, bruh. He was trying to just divert the attention of, well, why security? So ask security. Ask Big Security. Ask Paul. Ask the LAPD. The LAPD officer that was right there. They was right behind. Paul was outside the car. Why didn't they shoot? Why when we turn back around and come down the street that they way down the block? They coming back when we get back to the car. When we get back to the car, nobody's in Big's car. But Big, Mase knew this.
Even Camron, usually the funniest guy in the room, started looking uneasy once fans began tagging him under Gene's live clips. You could see it in his vibe. The laughs were shorter, the smiles didn't hit the same. Then, on a later episode, Cam finally addressed it and said, "We not scared, but we not dumb either. We from Harlem, we know what time it is." That line right there made everybody stop scrolling.
Me and Mase had this conversation. Him and Tone is like this. He knew me and Tone jumped in the car and chased after the guy. We couldn't catch him. He wanted to divert the attention from himself because why didn't you tell Big that these dudes was trying to get at you, bruh? You had that conversation with with Puff, but you ain't had that conversation with Big. Big was your label mate. So people come on and talk, why you ain't shoot? Listen to me, bro. At that time, I was young, dumb, and full of cum. Anybody who really knows me know that they ain't got to worry about nothing if it comes to the point where gunplay has to be a part of my security. I'm not going to hesitate because I never bodyguard anybody that I wasn't willing to lay down my life for.
This wasn't just YouTube chatter anymore. There's real tension bubbling between the old heads who lived hip-hop's darkest days and the new voices joking about it like it's just content. And Gene Deal, he wasn't backing down for a second. Gene came right back with another message, and this one hit deep. He said, "These new media dudes don't know what kind of doors they opening. They laughing, but them jokes come with curses." That quote blew up all over the internet. Every blog, every Twitter thread, every YouTube thumbnail had it plastered everywhere. Suddenly people weren't entertained anymore. They were spooked. The whole vibe shifted. It didn't sound like Gene was trying to start beef. It sounded like a real warning coming from someone who's seen what happens behind the scenes. By now, the entire hip-hop world was talking about it. Podcasts were breaking down every frame. Reaction channels were going crazy, and even rappers started speaking out. Some said Gene was being too dramatic. Others swore he was dead on. One influencer even tweeted, "Gene Deal might sound paranoid, but history proves he ain't lying." And that tweet went viral. Because, let's be honest, hip-hop's history is dark. From unsolved murders to quiet cover-ups, too many people who spoke too loud ended up gone or silenced. So when Gene says, "move careful," people don't take that lightly no more. These ain't just words. This is survival talk in an industry where secrets still come with danger. And Gene's warning didn't just pop out of nowhere. It came from a place that felt personal, almost haunting. In another clip, he looked straight into the camera and said, "Mase, you know I'm not lying. You was there. You saw what happened when certain people crossed that man." The second he said that, everyone froze. The comment sections blew up because everyone knew exactly who he meant. Gene's voice even cracked when he said it, like he was reliving a memory he tried to bury. That moment right there flipped everything. This wasn't about beef anymore. This was about survival. The comment sections exploded. People were saying he's not threatening them, he's reminding them. And history repeats itself if you don't move right. It hit extra hard for Mase, since he's been one of the loudest voices calling out Diddy's alleged shady moves for years. Remember when Mase did that fiery interview last year, saying he wanted to free the souls of artists trapped in bad contracts? Yeah, that's exactly what Gene was talking about. And Gene came back with one cold, bone-chilling line that had everyone shook. The people who talk about freeing souls usually end up losing theirs. Whew. That line spread across social media like wildfire. It didn't sound like just talk. It sounded like pain, like it came from someone who's seen people pay the ultimate price for speaking in the wrong room. Meanwhile, Cam tried to keep things light, cracking jokes and brushing it off on the next show, but you could see it. That tension was real. During one episode, he said, "I love Gene, but I don't like when old heads make things sound spooky. We comedians with mics, not gangsters with guns." The crowd laughed, but it felt uneasy. The energy wasn't the same. Fans online caught it right away, saying Cam was laughing through the fear, like he knew this whole situation was getting way too real. The jokes started fading. Fewer laughs, longer pauses, and those side eyes between Cam and Mase said everything. Even Mase, who usually cracks the wildest jokes, seemed quieter, more careful, like he was thinking twice before every word left his mouth. Social media turned into a full-blown debate zone. Some fans said Gene was acting like a real OG, warning the younger guys not to play with certain names. Others swore he was just a messenger, speaking for somebody powerful who didn't want to get his own hands dirty. "This sounds like a warning straight from Diddy's camp," one user tweeted. Another fired back, "Nah, Gene's protecting them before the game eats them alive too." Opinions were split, but the fear, that was mutual. And that's what made it so creepy. Gene Deal ain't no gossip blogger chasing views. This man's seen real violence. He was there when hip-hop's darkest chapters were being written in blood. This ain't that lightweight celebrity drama that fades in a week. This is deep. It's about legacy, power, and silence. Gene's words reminded everyone that behind the viral clips and the YouTube laughs, there's a real danger in speaking on certain names, especially when those same people built empires off secrets nobody's supposed to repeat. And guess what? Gene still hasn't backed down, not even a little. On his own podcast, he's doubling down like he knows the storm's not over yet. Gene made his stance crystal clear. He said, "They can laugh if they want, but I sleep good knowing I warned them. The same people they joke about still got pull, and I don't want to see no young brothers become martyrs for clout." That line hit deep. It made people realize maybe Gene wasn't trying to scare anyone, maybe he was trying to save them. Either way, the message was loud and heavy. This ain't a game, and those Harlem boys better tread careful, because when the past comes knocking, it don't always knock twice. After that last message, the internet went full FBI mode again. Fans started digging through old clips, lost interviews, and buried rumors from the bad boy era. Suddenly, people were pulling up stories about folks who used to be close to Diddy, then vanished from the spotlight overnight. It felt like everyone was trying to connect dots that maybe should have stayed disconnected. One clip that resurfaced showed Gene years ago saying, "The things I've seen, I wish I could unsee." That line went viral again because now it tied perfectly into everything going down. People started asking, what did he see? And is this his way of warning the next generation before something wild happens again? Even some industry insiders started speaking up. One producer went live and said, "Gene ain't crazy. He just seen too much." And that's when things got tense again. The pressure between Mase, Cam, and Gene was growing, even though Mase hadn't said much in public, and that silence, it spoke volumes. Since Gene's last video dropped, fans noticed something strange. He stopped mentioning Diddy completely. That silence alone spoke volumes. Camron, on the other hand, tried to keep it cool, still cracking jokes like nothing happened, but people could tell he was choosing his words carefully. You could feel it. They didn't want to poke that bear again. Meanwhile, podcasters and bloggers went wild with theories. Some claimed Gene was dropping hints to protect himself, like a man who's seen too much and wants the world to know why he's speaking. Others swore he's sitting on information that could blow the roof off hip-hop history if it ever came out. Every word Gene said started getting analyzed like evidence in a courtroom. And at this point, it wasn't just hip-hop fans tuning in anymore. Mainstream outlets started covering it too. People outside the culture began realizing how deep this story really goes. How fame, money, and power always come with shadows. And right in the center of it all stood Gene Deal, calm, confident, and still saying, "I told y'all, I don't speak for clout, I speak for truth." That one line echoed everywhere online because it felt real. You could sense something bigger brewing underneath it all. But maybe Gene's words weren't meant to scare anyone. Maybe they were meant to protect. He's seen too many people fall from saying the wrong thing in front of the wrong crowd. And now it's like he's watching Mase and Cam walk that same dangerous path. Fans online are completely split down the middle. Half of them are calling Gene a truth teller, someone brave enough to keep it real in an industry full of masks, while the other half say he's just fear-mongering to stay relevant in today's viral game. But no matter what side you're on, his words hit hard. The tension around Mase and Cam's show hasn't been the same since. The "it is what it is" vibe changed overnight. The laughs got tighter, the jokes came slower, and those pauses in between, they felt heavy. Everyone's just watching, waiting to see what happens next. Will Mase and Cam clap back again, or will they finally fall back and let the smoke clear? Because at this point, it's not just about words, it's about power. Gene's message rang loud and clear. There are still rules in hip-hop that outsiders will never see. You can talk, you can joke, but there's a line you just don't cross. Once you do, you start waking up old ghosts from an era that never really died. And it looks like Mase and Cam might have just poked one of the oldest, most powerful ones still lurking in the game. This whole situation proves something big. Time doesn't erase the past, it just buries it until somebody says the wrong name. The shadows from that bad boy era still stretch long, and the more people try to shine a light on them, the louder the warnings get. Whether Gene Deal was sending a threat, a warning, or a full-blown prophecy, only time's gonna tell, but one thing's for sure. When a man like Gene Deal says, "Move careful," you better believe he means it. In this game, one wrong word can echo forever. So what do you think? Was Gene trying to protect them, or was he putting them on notice? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Make sure you hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to Dripzine for more wild stories straight from the heart of hip-hop. And don't bounce just yet. Check out the next video on your screen for more jaw-dropping celebrity drama and secrets the industry never wanted you to hear.